Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Much mercy and true respect to you true brothers out there. You believers of the new covenant. You believers in Yahawashi and what he did. Because that's what this truth revolves around, Yahawashi. Not a camp and not a camp doctrine. Not elders and none of that shit. This revolves around Yahawashi. And especially don't revolve around guys that's omitting Yahawashi, which Yahawashi is speaking through the mouth of a few. The new covenant is actually speaking through the mouth of a few. I wanted to just do this. I wanted to do this real quick. Going into Galatians 5. You know, one thing, if you're not agreeing with that new covenant, and one thing which is true indeed, which is very true, if you don't agree with the new covenant, right, then you really don't have no business teaching the New Testament. You really don't have no business teaching the Lord. Because you had this dude, Apostle Gabar, one example, he used that scripture in Luke 6. He said, why you call me Lord and I do what I say? But he was using that shit talking about getting a fucking haircut. And the Lord wasn't talking about a fucking haircut, bro. He wasn't talking about nothing carnal, man. So you cannot be in the flesh talking about you're teaching the New Testament. All these guys teaching the New Testament, they're in the fucking flesh, man. So pretty much the majority of things guys is bringing out in the New Testament, you know, they might be true on a couple things, but half of the shit, they don't see it spiritually because they're not in the spirit. So like they disagree with the new covenant, but then they're trying to break down the things in the New Testament. It don't fucking go that way. So that's what guys are doing. They're wrestling with the scriptures into their own destruction because Yahawashi didn't have nothing to do with what Moses was talking about. When you go back to the old law of Moses, the Lord didn't have nothing. He wasn't talking about nothing carnal. The Lord was talking about getting yourself together within and worship the Lord. Make him your high holy day. You see, love your brother. That's what the Lord was talking about. He wasn't talking about you getting a fucking lineup or you cutting your hair a certain way, whatever the fuck these guys. You see, it just makes you upset because the Lord wasn't talking about that. So what these guys are doing, they're mixing their carnal ass, deceptive ass heresies, and they're mixing it in with Yahawashi and the word. It's so deceptive what guys are doing. But when the Lord was talking about Lord, it's talking about these guys, man. They're not following the high holy day of Yahawashi. And they're not teaching men to follow the new covenant. That's what the Lord is talking about. All these motherfuckers are going to be like, Lord, Lord. Because they didn't really glorify the Lord because these guys are wicked. So I wanted to go into this, man. You know, it's really heavy what's going on in these last days. And if you can't see what's going on and you're not in the spirit and you're in these groups, you're through, man. You're through if you don't get out of these groups. The few of you brothers. Because the majority of these simple ass guys, they're gonna stay in there and be destroyed. That's cool because that's what's supposed to happen. The tares are supposed to be gathered in bundles. So what you gotta understand is when you deal with Yahawashi, you gotta understand that he in the New Testament, everything in the New Testament is basically of the spirit. You see, the Lord wasn't talking about you getting a fucking haircut or he wasn't talking about nothing carnal, man. He was talking about love your brother as yourself. You know, make him the high holy day. It didn't have nothing to do with that. But guys are corrupt, man. They're corrupt. When the Lord was talking about Lord, Lord, why you call me Lord, not do what I say, it means that guys are not really following the Lord like that. The Lord has his own separate laws that guys are not following. You see what I'm saying? That's who you have to follow now. That's why our Lord said to Jeremiah, he told Jeremiah, don't pray for these people, man. They're wicked. See, this is the last wicked generation. Matter of fact, let me grab something. I got something I want to read too. Matthew 17 and 15. Lord, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft time he falleth into the fire and off into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. You see that? Now, verse 17, then Yahawashi answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. So, if you're not, let's just say this. Yahawashi in this time is the only way you're going to get out of here. So, you have to follow Yahawashi. That's the only how you're going to be healed, by his commandments, not the laws of Moses, not by you getting a fucking haircut or you this or that. You know, all this simple ass shit guys is talking about. You have to follow the Lord. And what these guys, they're getting you to stay in the flesh when they go back to these, talking about keeping the laws. It ain't about that shit, bro. It's about the Lord. So the Lord said, a faithless and a perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. These men they're faithless. They don't have, they're carnal, so they don't really have faith in the Lord like that. So it's funny, you hear guys talking about casting demons out when they're putting the new covenant off. So they're not casting demons out without Yahawashi. See, the disciples, they couldn't cure this person with demons on them because they didn't have that faith of Yahawashi. They didn't really believe. That's why guys are not cured in these camps, because they don't have Yahawashi. So what guys are doing, they're not putting demons off of guys. They're adding more demons on guys. You see what I'm saying? They're adding more demons because they took Yahawashi out. So like we were talking about, we were talking about the other day, man. The state of guys are more worse than they first came into this truth. It's like guys, the over 90% of these guys in these groups that have this truth now, they're more worse before they're more worse now than when they first came in this truth and started learning and all that. They have became way more demonic, because what's happening is, because guys are in the flesh, they took out Yahawashi. So there's no healing right here without Yahawashi. Let me read this one more time. Matthew 17 and 15. Lord, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oft time he falleth into the fire and off into the water. Heavy. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahawashi answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. So Yahawashi is the only way you're going to be healed in this time. This is why you have to cling onto him and make him your rest and make him your high holy day. You see, make him your rest. And that's why when you go into the fruits of the Spirit, these are traits of the Spirit that's you're going to be in. These guys, they're not in the Spirit, so they're in the spirit of death. They're in the spirit of the flesh. You see, acting like the Lord was talking about you have to get a fucking haircut, man. You guys, man, you carnal motherfuckers, bro. O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. In order to heal, guys, you have to have faith in Yahawashi. You have to believe in his new covenant. That's where the faith is. It's in the covenant. The judgment is in the new covenant. The mercy, the love is in the covenant. Matter of fact, let me read this real quick. I'll come right back. Matthew 23. This is what these guys are doing. Matthew 23 and 23. Woe unto you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites, actors, man. That's what guys are. They're paid actors. For you pay tithes of mint and anise and cumin and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. Judgment, mercy, and faith. They're omitting Yahawashi, talking about some, you gotta get your hair cut and all that. At this point, man, if you don't believe in the Lord, you could have your hair cut any fucking way or whatever. If you don't believe in the Lord, man, if you're not in the Lord's covenant, you're not gonna fucking make it. These guys teaching all this shit, but they deny teaching you that the covenant is working right now. So what Matthew 23 says, it says, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. This is what they've done. These ye ought to done, and not to leave the other undone. Ye blind guides which strain at the net and swallow a camel. You see what I'm saying? Just like they're worried about the old laws of Moses and you cutting your fucking hair. And then they're not worried about the new covenant where the mercy and the faith is. The Lord wasn't talking about that, bro. You twisted motherfuckers, bro. You old motherfuckers, man. That's why by the teaching of the new covenant, this is bringing this shit to a close. And you can feel it. You can feel it, bro. Ain't nothing you guys can do. Matthew 23 and 25. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrite, for you may clean the outside of the cup and the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thy blind Pharisee cleanse first, which is within the cup and platter. Right, these guys is worried about you getting haircuts, but then they're not building your faith. They're not building your discernment. They're not building up your belief in Yahawashi. They're not getting you to keep Yahawashi as your holy day. These guys they're fucking that, man. And I wanted to do something else on something else. I did, man. I did. But the Lord got me going over this. It's heavy, man. So Matthew 17 and 18. And Yahawashi rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Yahawashi rebuked the devil. That's what the Lord did. Half his ministry was rebuking, the other half was healing. You see? You cannot get demons out of guys without rebuking. So I don't know what video this guy talking about rebuking demons out of you. The Lord said you can do nothing without Yahawashi. Without abiding in him, you could do nothing. Real quick, John chapter 15 and 5, it says, I am the vine, ye are the branches. He that abideth in me and I am him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. You're not doing nothing without that new covenant. Basically, you're just selling guys pipe dreams without that new covenant. It's heavy, but that's what guys are doing. They're selling you a fucking dream. You see, because if you're not practicing that new covenant and understanding the weightier matters of the law, then everything you guys talking about, you're still going to the highways, but it's in vain because you don't believe in the new covenant, bro. Like, understand that what you're doing when you're going out there to the highways. If you're denying that covenant, it don't matter if you go to the highways or the hedges. You're not under the Yahawashi. You're under the old laws of Moses, which got you guys in the flesh going to the highways. And that's why guys are going to the highways anyway, because they're in the flesh. Like, if you were in the spirit and you were really in the spirit, you wouldn't be safe to be out there because you're in the spirit. And you being in the spirit, you know it's time not to be out there. But because guys are in the flesh, they don't understand the spirit. So guys are teaching without the spirit out there because they deny the covenant. When you deny the covenant, you deny the spirit. So you're not teaching in the spirit. It's real simple. It's a real easy breakdown, like guys like to say. But that's why Yahawashi in the new covenant is for advanced minds. So now, this is another mystery too. By the Lord doing what he did, not dwelling in temples made with hands and broad gates. That's why he said, you guys have turned the Lord's house into a den of fucking thieves. A den of thieves, not dealing in temples made with hands, the broad path. All these are places you don't want to fucking be. It's really heavy like that, man. You got to understand that Yahawashi, he set something up in the spirit for men that have spiritual minds. If you could get what I'm saying. He set something up in the spirit for spiritual minds. So like, basically, if you're not a spiritual mind or of the chosen, then you're not going to be in that. You're not going to make Yahawashi your high holy day. You're going to be corrupt with the rest of the world in these fucking groups. That's what you're going to do. So Matthew 17:18, so Yahawashi rebuked the devil and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Yahawashi apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahawashi said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if you have faith as the grain of a mustard seed, you should say unto this mountain, remove hence and to yonder place it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. But these guys, they're not teaching you to have faith in Yahawashi. They're teaching you to abide in the old laws of Moses. And then they're trying to use Yahawashi like he's actually talking about some carnal shit. No, he's talking about you wicked, demonic ass men that's not teaching and glorifying Yahawashi in these last days. You're going to say, Lord, Lord. They're not prophesying your name. Yeah, you was using the name, but you talk guys not to, that you wasn't in that covenant yet, that you were waiting on some bodies, which is the worst thing that these guys have done, because by them doing that, all their members, they're not teaching in the power because they're waiting on power. You see how crazy that is? So they're teaching in an unbelieving spirit until they get bodies, because they don't believe in the covenant now. What a covenant is, that's where the power is. Verse 21, howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. Howbeit this, it says, and while they abode in Galilee, Yahawashi said unto them, the Son of Man shall be betrayed unto the hands of men, and they shall kill him, and on the third day he shall be raised again. So Yahawashi, they hated the Lord, and they wanted to kill him because he was actually curing guys and giving men faith. That's what the new covenant does. So it's the same thing in this time. Guys hate the idea of even teaching the new covenant or bringing it up because they are Satan. But they can go to the new covenant and they can go to the New Testament and grab scriptures, but then deny the covenant. It don't make any sense. So guys that's teaching the New Testament, right? They may have certain things right, but they're leaving a whole other spiritual side out of those scriptures. You see? It's crazy what's going on. Matthew 17:24. And when they come to Capernaum, they that received tribute money came to Peter and said, doeth not your master pay tribute? He said, yes. And when he's come into the house, Yahawashi prevented him, saying, what thinkest thou, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take custom of tribute? Of their own children or of strangers? And then Peter said unto them, of strangers. And Yahawashi said unto them, then are the children free. Notwithstanding, lest we should offend them, and go to the sea, cast a hook, and take up the fish, and first cometh up. When thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money. Take it and give it unto them for me and thee. You see that? You see, man? So basically, we're not bound by shit of this world. But you see what the Lord did. He said, look, cast a hook and take up a fish that first cometh up, and when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money, and take it and give it unto them for me and thee. So the Lord, that's why he said, give what Caesar's is Caesar's, and render what's the Lord's, what's unto the Lord's. So he still, it's heavy, man. The Lord still renders what Caesar's was. You see, and it's heavy, man. Thou shalt find a piece of money, take it and give it unto them for me and thee. You see that? So Yahawashi, basically, when you look at that in the spirit, he's covering for you and himself. Just like now, the Lord is covering for you, and he's covering for himself. You see what I'm saying? In the spirit. So therefore, when you actually deny that covenant, then the Lord is not covering for you. Let me read that again. Verse 27, notwithstanding, lest we should offend him, go thou to the sea and cast and hook and take it up the fish, and first cometh up, and when thou hast opened his mouth, thou shalt find a piece of money, take it and give it unto them for me and thee. You see, so a lot of guys, the Lord ain't covering them like that. He's not looking out for them like that. You see, and it is heavy what's going on. Matthew 11:4, Yahawashi said unto them, go and show John again those things which ye do hear and see. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk, and the lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear, and the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. This is what's happening now. You see, men are receiving sight. They're able to walk on their own. Men are being cleansed. You see, guys that couldn't hear, that are deaf, they're hearing the Lord now. Guys are being raised from the dead. Guys that were dead to Yahawashi, now they're being raised up in Yahawashi, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And that's what we preach. We preach the gospel. So you cannot be covered in these times not actually agreeing on Yahawashi. You can't say you believe in the name and you're not in the covenant yet. Then you're not covered. Like the Lord covered them, with the money, the Lord is covering us in the spirit. Now it says, verse 6, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended in me. So a lot of guys, they're offended of the Lord. They're offended. They're offended of the Lord because these guys, they're teaching the old laws of Moses, and they're making money off the old laws of Moses. And they know, like, when you're freeing Yahawashi, then you can't be fooled at all because you're in the spirit. You're in a superior mind, man. You see? But what's happening is men are being cured. People are being healed. Women can walk on their own. They can see. Once you get to the Lord, you are free. The Lord is with you, man. It's beautiful. But with that, man, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'll catch you brothers on the next one, man. With that, hey, shalom.